How's it going? This is Lloyd shaffeR from currently Area 51 Gaming. In this match, however, I will be playing under the Vitriolic name. This will be CVO playoffs last season. I'm sorry, this is ESEA playoffs last season. DE Contra is the map. We'll start right into it. What we do is pistol round. We're going to play basically kind of like a retake setup here. We play aggressive on mid and an A. I'm going to play aggressive over here at B with Chewbacca. If they come in box room, we figure that they're going to throw something, or we will see them cross beforehand. So that's why we're kind of playing it from here. We can also quick rotate. This is kind of a passive setup. We also have a guy in window, and then we have two guys at A. I'm sorry, in mid. What happens here is basically Chewbacca is too worried about what's going on over at banana, or I'm sorry, at B. And instead of us figuring that out, he didn't watch middle, and they got too close up middle on us. When they got too close up middle, when they killed him, it was already too late for me to rotate to see that. So that one guy was able to take out both of us at B. And now our guys are playing a retake. Daze comes up with a couple really big kills in pit. In sewer. And just too many guys for them to kill on a retake. Completely our fault. We needed a little better communication in our setup. We didn't have a whole lot of time to practice this. ESEA playoffs started really soon. They were going on around the same exact time as CVO playoffs. And we had just won CVO P playoffs. So we didn't have a whole lot of time to practice Contra. However, we felt that we had a pretty good idea of what we wanted to do. We were going to run kind of a 3-op setup. And as you can see, what we're doing here is I'm just going to push up lower in case they try and rush it. TCK is boosting Dazed over in A site. And then we have a guy playing banana or at B. And then we have a guy that's playing either B or middle on this eco. We're spread out. We just want to kind of get as many kills as we can here. I hear a guy spamming in mid, so I know he's there. I'm just going to kind of sit back here for a while. See what they're planning on doing with this round. Hopefully if they walk into something, I get a couple shots off with my USP to get a dink on them. And then Chewbacca gets he gets an entry over at B and then calls a couple more. So I try and just push through because I haven't heard anything over at A for a while. And that guy's just happened to sit there and kill me. So what we do now is we go ahead and rotate everyone over and keep Daze boosted up at A. And TCK gets a nice rotate kill. We haven't seen the bomb. Frost has pretty good control over here. And Daze is still boosted up, like I said. And he hears them coming. So we're calling for a rotate now. And he's still in sight. What he's going to do with this position is he's going to try and stop a bomb plant. If he stops a bomb plant, it'll let him know where he's at. However, he'll be able to get a good kill. He didn't get the bomb planted, bomb stopped. However, Frost with that kill and him with that kill gives us a 2-on-1 advantage. And they do basically what they do best. Is in a clutch situation, they work well together. And they pull off that round. That's a huge round for us. They win pistol round. Usually that means that they get the next 2 because we're saving. However, with an eco like that, we now have the advantage. It's 1-to-1. And they should have to save at least 1, possibly 2 rounds. So what we're going to do is, like I said, we were going to run a 3-op setup. However, I'm going to go ahead and cold up this round. I'm not exactly overflowing with money as well as our guys. But we do know they're saving, so I want to get something. And I want to have armor. So what I'm going to do is I'm basically just going to play behind this box right here. This is a little crack that you can kind of peek that they can't really see you if you're there until you start shooting. So basically that's what I'm going to do. They all rush up on me. I could have had a couple kills. I didn't. However, we know the last 4 are there. So our guys are on quick rotates. Daze is already still in the site. Shouldn't be a big problem for us. No, we're just getting the proper kills here. Like I said, basically what I could have done there a little better is I could have peeked it a little more. When I saw those first two guys, I could have thrown a counter flash instead of just peeking. I actually didn't think that all of them would be there. I thought I would see more than 2 if 4 would be there. And then they hit a nice 1 dig on me as well. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and op up as I had planned. What I do here is at A, I'm usually the only one that's here right off the beginning. And I'm just going to op this corner. Basically, I'm going to see them cross, and then I should have the first shot on them. I miss a first shot there. However, I do know that someone's coming. And he seems to be working really quick. I saw 2 nades flying there. I know that there's at least 2 lower, and it's smoked off. At this point, I need to call for a rotate. I'm just going to kind of watch upper and lower at the same time. We did a boost in mid with Daze and TCK, which hurt us because I didn't have my quick rotate. And basically they split A on me, and I missed a couple easy shots too. So that's what lost us that round. I missed a couple easy shots. We didn't have a rotate. The strat worked out for them as opposed to us. Now we're a little broke, so we're going to go ahead and dig up, try and get another eco round, and just go from here. Nothing's hurt, obviously. This is a map where it could be CT or T-sided. Basically, I'm going to try and hit a bunny hop here, push through. In this demo, I still didn't even see that guy to the left until he started shooting, which is interesting. Now, this is the boost that they were trying to hit the first time. Not a complete difficult boost if you got good coordination. But him being up there means that he can see lower and middle. It's a good spot to be for an eco. Chewbacca's usually alone over here at B on these ecos. He can basically just play as passive as he wants. He just needs to let us know if the bomb's there or how many are there. And that's what he's doing now. He can call it, and then Carry can peek from middle, Frost, and they get a nice crossfire and 2 easy kills. Pretty simple. Now we do know that B's cleared because they pushed through, so we're basically just waiting for him to hit out upper A now at this point. We know exactly where they're at. Trey, TCK, is just going to try and keep him blind and get in sight here and stop a bomb plant. Give our other guys from B a chance to get over there. He does that. He gets in sight. There's no bomb plant yet. And now we're basically all at the same site as them. Trey gets a nice entry kill. And now he has an AK in sight. We also have it down to a 2-on-2 situation. The time's getting low. We're at under 10 seconds here. And he can hear him chasing him up. Basically, he played the clock there. What you may hear on in-game. Sometimes Chewbacca has a tendency to kind of talk to the player when he's trying to attempt a clutch. Kind of affects the player's judgment as well as hearing. And that's something that we all do, and it's a problem of ours. And it's just something that everyone works on. As you see, that shot right there I'm not hitting right now is a little disheartening. But it looks to me like they're going to run that same strat that they ran on that first gun round. Basically just split A really quick. The only difference is now we're not doing that boost in middle. We have our quick rotators ready, and I can call it and they can come in and clean up. They also only have deagles as well. So that helped us out a little bit. But like I said, on that first gun round that they won, they won't normally win that round. I won't miss those easy shots. We'll have a quick rotator. And then this smoke mid you guys see me throwing every round is nothing in particular. It's just a smoke over middle. My mid guy can use it as a one-way if he wants, or he can use it as a distraction. There's nothing great about it. So I'm going to sit here and play the same spot. Sometimes some teams will play an op and they'll try and peek this, and I'll be able to hit it because it's a hard shot for them to see. Kind of an easy one for me to see. That's kind of what I'm doing now. Maybe they're going to try and shoulder peek me, and I'll have an advantage. But I threw a smoke upper just to see what's up there. If I throw that smoke upper, more than likely I'll get a couple free shots out of it. I'll hear them, or they'll throw a flash into it, or they'll try and double smoke it, and I'll know that someone's up there. And basically kind of like what just happened. They smoked it, and now I know that there's at least one up there. So I can have my teammates rotate in. And that's where we're at right now. Frost rotates up spawn ramp. He calls bomb down up there, and we know the last guy's up there as well. So we're just going to kind of focus in on him. He has to get the bomb and plant while killing others. He shot me through the tree there. That's why I used that tree as cover, just in case he was where I wasn't looking. Worked out pretty well. He shot me through the tree, re-peeked me, and I got the kill. So basically, like I said over at A, I'm playing it by myself again. Daze is a quick rotator. TCK can be a quick rotator as well. But our setup is more worried about them taking B and us not being able to retake it. So I'm going to go back to that first spot that I had that first round. If you remember correctly, I got a couple shots off with the rifle. So I'm going to try and do it with the op here. I could have taken a couple shots easier, but I didn't want to give away my position. Now I know that they're upper. I can hear them rushing out, and I can call for Daze to rotate to sand. They can't flank me if he's sand. Also, I eliminated the lower threat so that we know all of their guys are inside or upper. So once again, we're playing a retake on A, and they just happen to keep coming into it. They were on eco that round as well, which means they should be buying here. X3o usually runs a 1-op setup, legend to op as well sometimes. We, however, run a 3-op setup a lot. Not a whole lot of teams do it. Some teams run, most of the teams usually run 2 ops. We do 3. Against X3o, it usually works really well for us. We have a pretty good track record against them. I don't think we've ever lost, to be exact. So you see I'm going to play the same spot here. I hit him to the box there. Basically, he's down half health at least now without me ever being touched. I'm going to take that shot every round. They throw their same smokes that they threw in their first round, as well as smokes upper. We're pretty sure that they're doing a split A here, which is basically what they're showing us, so that's what we're playing. I'm going to kind of cover Chewbacca here so he can get up close, and then we're going to basically play a retake on the site. If they don't take control of that CT ramp with an op and just op us down, it's pretty easy for us to retake it. If I can op upper and hold it so Chewbacca can actually get up to the top, flash out, and retake everything, we're in pretty good shape. So that's basically how we're playing A, and it could hurt us in the long run. However, it's still working for us, so there's no reason for us to change it up. So that's what we're going to keep doing. I'm going to play A by myself. Eventually, they're going to have to start working B because something at A is just not working for them. So I'm going to play the same, nothing different here. I'll throw the smoke up there, draw out something. I haven't seen anything lower yet, which usually means that they're probably going B or they're working A. Now I got a double smoke out here. That means that there's someone up here, which is exactly what I wanted to happen. I wanted that smoke to draw out attention. And now they've wasted a smoke because of it and letting us know where one of their guys is. So I'm just going to take a couple of blind fires here at the headshot box. And then I'm going to basically just kind of randomly peek each thing. There's no one spot I'll be watching here. Now the early smoke leads us to believe it's a fake. As you see, I just spotted bomb on B, so I told Daze go ahead and rotate, and I'm going to hold connector here for that guy that threw the smoke upper A. And then I'm going to go ahead and rotate once they start getting a couple entry kills here. We have our 3 ops left. We get 2 entries. We're retaking B. We get another entry here. We take it from a 5-on-3 to a 3-on-2 in our favor, which is really good. I somehow killed this guy here blind. Like I said, I saw him briefly before. I was surprised to see that I actually killed him. But like I said, we have the 3 ops setup that we run is not the traditional ops. We're all really aggressive, so on retakes it actually works out, which is a good thing for us. Like you see there, most teams would struggle to retake a site that have 5 people alive. However, we retook it with just 3 of us with all ops. Now I'm going to play a little different. I haven't played upper at all, so I'm going to try and get a first shot off there. They jump peeked it, however. Made it a little harder to hit. So I'm going to call dazed over, and we're just going to play this. As you see, that's just a timed shot. If he's there, I kill him. If he's not, I don't. You know, nothing hurt by it. Now, this should never really happen. Guy came up RA sand from middle. We didn't get a call until he was already up on us, which is what really hurt us. And you're probably going to hear a little bit on the microphone here from these guys. Basically, we didn't get a call in time to get the round. However, Trey comes up with a really nice clutch here to take the round back. And like I said, it's 9-2. They really needed that round to get something going. But when we get it like that, it keeps our momentum going. Like you said, I mean, like you probably noticed, we got a little frustrated because we thought we would lose that round, considering the guy got 2 entry kills on us over at A because we didn't get a chance to see him. So when Trey pulls that round off, it's kind of like it doesn't matter. Now, as you can see, finally I hit that shot, and then I hit another one lower. We know that they're probably just going to deagle save here and split A. And actually I hit another shot on upper, completely blind. I guess that's just a lesson. If you're throwing the flash, let the flash explode and then run out. Give it a second delay, because usually when you get blind, you throw out 1 extra shot just in case, and that's what I did there. And he didn't give it enough time before he ran out. And I killed him, and he's going to think that his flash didn't work. However, it worked. He just didn't play it right. Nothing new here. I'm going to do the same thing. Daze is actually going to play here as well. We're going to op this until basically they show us that they're going to do something at upper. Most teams won't just walk out of upper. So we're not going to spot eyes on it the entire time until they make us spot eyes on it. But as you can see, we got 2 entry kills over here, and then 2 other players get entry kills on their team, so we know that they're going to be. We're going to rotate. Easy shot I should have hit on a rotate here, which could have changed the whole pace of the round, but I know one's in connector now. So I'm going to kind of completely change my course here. And I can tell my teammates that one of their guys is still in connector. And then I'm going to go through mid here, see if we can make something happen. I'm going to clear here. Nothing special about how I'm doing it. He's out of connector obviously now. He's in plank room. I could have hit this kill a lot easier. I killed his teammate in plank and then flanked up quick. And I should have had it a lot easier for us by hitting that nice shot in sewer or in plank room. That guy had his back turned to me, and I should have just scoped in on him and killed him instead of trying to deagle him. But nonetheless, we won the round. Once again, we retook another site. It's kind of a strong point is the fact that we feel that on this particular team we were outskilling everyone. So when we would retake sites, it was kind of our advantage. We knew that we could outshoot somebody. It was just a matter of if it would happen every time or what. And that's where we were at with this. Like I did earlier in the match, I'm going to take just a quick peek here. Then I'm going to fall off. They didn't have anyone do anything upper. I just saw a guy run back. Daze actually kills him. So we're thinking that they're going to try and do some sort of an explode here. Turns out that they have a guy working middle, and now they have a guy at upper A. Which means that I'm going to watch both here. We're going to go back to this setup here where I'm going to cover this ramp. Chewbacca's going to come and he's going to take upper. They have a guy in sight. I'm going to go up here. I know there's only one up here because we heard a guy lower, and then we heard a guy mid, and then we killed the guy upper. And now we just saw a bomb go into B sewer. So it's pretty simple. I mean, if you do a process of elimination on where you hear guns firing, makes it really easy to retake sites if you get the kill and you play off of it. We got the kill upper, and at the time there were 3 alive. We got the kill upper, and I heard 2 other ones being called out. So I knew that upper was clear, and I could just run up there and op down, which stopped the plant at A, and he was forced to try and take the bomb back to B, and got caught on the transition. So what looks like it's happening here is I see bomb on radar. I'm getting calls from my teammates saying it's a rush. I'm going to try and put a quick flank on here. If I'd have hit a nicer bunny hop, it would have been a little easier. However, you know, it was a mixed hop basically. Not real good communication on our part. I could have been a little more vocal about where I was coming from. However, we do know that he's ramp or plank. Works out for us. He comes up, makes a nice kill on me. He instead of running away, he probably should have played it a little more aggressive because Carey had to actually peek him. But if he would have made it plank, they would have won that round. Carey hit a nice shot at the end there. So we're going in with a comfortable lead. Like I said, once that pistol round is over, that eco round was huge. We end up winning that half 13-2, and we lost pistol round, which means that technically they should have had 3 rounds to start off with. The momentum could have completely changed. We could have lost that first gun round. They could have got 4, and then we would have had to eco, and they could have got 5. And we're looking at a completely different ball game. That second round eco is huge. Most people say the pistol round is the most important round, which is probably true. But the most important round can also be that eco. If you get eco'd, it could completely kill your momentum and shift it. Pistol round is a great starter, though. If you get pistol round and you can, if you don't get eco'd, it's a great 2 rounds, and it completely changes the match. Pistol round controls 6 rounds of your actual match. So basically, we do a B rush here. They seem to shut it down pretty quick. We were never great on pistols. We were always better with pistols on the ecos than we were on the actual pistol rounds. So when we rushed there, they shut it down. We didn't get real discouraged. We're pretty confident at this point. It's 13-3. They've got pistol round. Even if we do save 2 here, they're still not looking anywhere near close to us yet. So we're going to go ahead and deagle and try and get this round. And if we get this round, we know that it's going to return it really quick. So basically, we're going to do kind of like what they did. We have a guy that rushes B. He's going to fake it. And then we're just going to split A. Pex hits 2 really nice shots, and then a 3rd on us. Save them that round. If he doesn't hit those shots and we're able to get the split off like they did on me, and that first gun round, actually, we're looking at a completely different story. But we did deagle last round, so we're going to have to full save this round if we want to be able to full buy next round. We have 2 guys with a B spawn here. We're thinking about just hitting up the same exact thing. I'm going to fake B here. Maybe draw out some nades, get a rotator. Then I'm going to fall back. We drew, as you probably heard, we drew out a couple nades, flashes. We're just going to try and get this bomb down at A so we can op up next round. And I'm still heading over here to see what's going on. I believe here in a second, all this smoke right here, I'm going to come out and I'm just going to be in real trouble. Pretty sure they heard that nade kind of hit me as well, which hurt me a little bit. However, pretty good money. We're going to go ahead and AK up. On our default, what we usually do is I run B. We have one guy middle, and then 3 guys usually work A. However, what we're going to do here is we're going to do a rush B, similar to our pistol round, without pistols. My flash over that wall is supposed to blind that guy sand. It must have went over his head because he wasn't blind and we were. And he gets 2 easy kills on us. He gets a 3rd there, which really hurts us in this round when we're rushing B. TCK does a nice job of tracking him down and killing him. And then gets a nice rotate kill there. So pretty much the site is ours. It could be a guy in dark room. We're not sure. We know there's one spawn now. So we're just going to try and figure out where that other guy is. But I'm pretty sure TCK hears him in box room. And we should know exactly where everyone's at. He's going to try and win a 1-on-2 here. So it's now 13-6. They won the first gun round, which means we're probably going to have to eco this round. They're getting a little momentum. Obviously we don't like that. Their B hold seemed to be pretty strong there. Tuned to open up with 3 entry kills, which hurt us. The 2 in the plank room especially. Normally that never happens. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to rush mid. I'm going to throw a couple flashes to get him blind and sand. And then I'm going to try and flank him. But what happened was he never went sand. I'm going to kind of sit here and wait for a rotate. We split B. Chewy gets a nice entry kill. TCK gets a nice nade kill on Chewy. And then Carry gets a nice deagle. We know Legends opping spawn. They're probably still rotating. I'm waiting for this guy here. And I know he's connector. So, and then I hear one water as well. So I know where the last 2 are. And my other guy can rotate. Other 2 guys can rotate accordingly. They both peeked me. However, I did do a lot of damage to the opper. So it should give us a good chance to win this round. And we do. Like I said, that's an eco that we won. That was the difference maker in this particular match. They should have won that round. It should be 13-7. And it should be going into a gun round. However, we got a lot of momentum. We're able to op up now. And we're able to run our strats the way we're supposed to. And that was a big difference maker. Like I said, we've got 3 ops again. T side. Contra's a pretty spread out map. However, 3 ops is still pretty hard to pull off. What we're going to do is basically just split A. Nothing spectacular. Our AKs are going to rush up. Our oppers are going to cover them from far. We're going to try and peek it. We play really aggressive with our ops as if they're rifles. So it helped. Turns out they're on an eco here. It looks like they leave A completely open. What that comes from is us getting all those entry kills on the eco rounds, as well as the gun rounds that we actually lost. They're broke. So that's what we're doing here. I actually hit a decent shot there. A nice little partially blind no scope. Or quick scope. They played it smart there, though. They came in at the end, caused us to lose our guns, and we had ops. So that was smart on their part. It's a good thing to remember if you're ecoing. If you can make the other team lose their guns, that's a partial win for you. That means if you win the next round, they should have to save. For instance, if they win this round right here, we have to save. Basically, we're going to go back to what we did on that eco. I'm going to rush up mid, try and keep this guy blind, keep him distracted, possibly even flank him. As you can see, that flash worked that time on that guy. And he was really blind. And our B split worked to a charm. We got the 3 entries. We know there's one spawn with an op. And then we know Pex is going to be rotating from A as well. Probably sewer. So now we're just going to kind of play the hunting game. Eliminate where they can come from. I know they can't come from spawn. And we get the last kill there and it's over. We end up winning 16-6. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.